luxury hotel, flames and thick smoke on the pool deck of this high-rise. The details coming in at this hour. A first look inside the movie theater shattered by gunfire, plus the shooter, how he got that gun and his troubled past. Tonight we go inside the place he once called home. Two drivers on a collision course, the deadly case of road rage recorded in dueling 911 calls.
My gun's already out, cocked a lot.
Families right there watching in fear. And the champion surfer who battled a shark on live TV, saying he'd never get in the water again. Well, tonight, never say never.
From ABC News World Headquarters, this is ABC World News Tonight.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Cecilia Vega. We begin with that breaking news from Las Vegas, a massive fire at one of the Strip's most popular high-rise hotels. Flames erupting at the Cosmopolitan Hotel today. Thousands of people inside at the time. Take a look at this, the raging fire that guests saw from their windows. Several hotel floors evacuated. Firefighters rushing to contain the blaze, but not before it struck fear across the city's crowded tourist center. ABC's Alex Perez starts us off with these late-breaking details.
A towering inferno on the Las Vegas Strip. Parts of the Cosmopolitan Hotel up in flames. One of the trendiest luxury hotels in the country.
Let's evacuate all floors above pool.
Smoke billowing across the desert sky as firefighters battled the blaze.
We have a rapid spread across synthetic cabana covers. All the palm trees in the area are on fire.
One person was hospitalized for smoke inhalation. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation, but the Las Vegas Sun reports hotel employees suspect the fire may have been started by a cigarette. It started on a 14th floor pool deck at 12:15 p.m. and quickly consumed the cabanas and artificial trees. Witnesses in shock, some capturing the whole scene on their cell phones.
Oh my God, it is so bad.
There's something serious going on. It's like igniting. There was 100 people just running from the hotel.
The hotel, a magnet for celebrities, known for its non-stop nightlife and sleek modern design. And luckily, the injuries were not life-threatening. It took firefighters about 30 minutes to get that blaze under control. The cause is still under investigation. Cecilia?
Okay, Alex Perez leading us off tonight. Thank you. And next to Louisiana, still reeling from that shooting at a movie theater tonight. New details about the deadly attack and new clues about the mind of the gunman. But still so many questions about why he chose this place and this moment in time. Here's ABC's Ryan Owens.
An open door provides a first look inside the Louisiana movie theater where real-life horror unfolded during the 7 p.m. show of the comedy Trainwreck. Tonight, police pointing out the shattered glass where 59-year-old John Rusty Hauser parked his car by the emergency exit door to Theater 14, where he killed 2 and injured 9.
This was a planned event, first of all. Secondly, based off of how the vehicle was parked in a manner that's to a quick getaway.
That's the emergency fire door the gunman ran out of. When he got outside, though, he saw the police were already here. So he ran right back through that door and shot himself. More evidence police think he planned to live through his rampage. Detectives say he switched the license plate on his getaway car. And inside his room at this Motel 6, they found disguises, wigs, and glasses. And tonight, a clearer and even more disturbing picture of the gunman. His own family had him committed to a mental institution. In court documents saying Hauser exhibited extreme erratic behavior, including various acts of family violence. And just look how he left his last home in Alabama. He was evicted in 2014, and owners say he trashed it. Paint all over the place, concrete poured down the drains. Despite his troubled past, authorities say he legally bought a .40 caliber gun, the weapon he used to kill 33-year-old Jillian Johnson and 21-year-old Macy Bro.
Everyone was just running down the stairs, freaking out, climbing over chairs and people, and everyone was screaming, and it was awful.
Tonight, investigators say they are no closer to finding the motive for this crime, and they can't find a real connection between the killer and this community where he brought so much pain. Cecilia?
Okay, Ryan, thank you. And we do move on now to severe weather on this summer weekend. Tonight from Georgia, take a look at this. A stunning view of cloud-to-cloud lightning flashing in the night sky over Decatur. And in Kansas, torrential rain, visibility dropping to just about zero. Also in Kansas, it was hail that stripped the paint right off the side of this house. Pounding rain also hitting Florida this weekend. Here now, ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano.
Tonight, Florida's Gulf Coast looks more like a water world. The Tampa Bay area deluged. Some cities receiving more than 8 inches of rain in the last 24 hours.
We just hope nobody gets an emergency. They had to go somewhere because you can't go nowhere.
Lightning striking this apartment complex's office Friday.
All of a sudden, the power went out in the maintenance shop and smoke started coming in. We could smell the smoke.
No one hurt. Firefighters tearing down the ceiling to put out the fire that the lightning sparked. Overnight, skies lit up from Georgia to Wisconsin. Want to stay safe when lightning strikes? Well, stay away from windows and doors and avoid plumbing during a thunderstorm. Back in Florida, tonight the Coast Guard urgently searching for 2 14-year-olds who never returned from a fishing trip. The boys may have encountered a passing storm.
And Rob's here now. That Florida coast is what you're going to be watching tonight, huh?
Yeah, very active again. Look at the radar here. This stationary boundary remains in place. You almost see a circulation in this. Northern parts of the coast seeing some heavy rain and some thunderstorms moving off South Florida as well. And then they redevelop. This is the future radar going through the overnight and through tomorrow morning. More in the way of storms. That circulation persists. We're going to watch out for potentially some tropical development. That's a low percentage of likelihood, but nonetheless, we'll be monitoring that. Meanwhile, tornado watch out now for much of South Dakota and a severe thunderstorm watch out for the eastern half of Kansas, Salina, and through Kansas City. We'll see some thunderstorms that will be popping through the evening hours. And this heat and humidity contributing to it. Excessive heat warnings out for Tulsa and Memphis. Here's what it's going to feel like tomorrow. In Dallas, 101, 108 in Little Rock. It's going to feel like 105 degrees in New Orleans. Yes, it is July, but this is dangerous heat, Cecilia.
Those numbers are incredible. Rob, thank you. Tonight in Illinois, a final goodbye to Sandra Bland. Her death in a Texas jail cell sparking a national outcry. Hundreds lining up outside the church where Bland's funeral took place, mourning the loss of a young woman who seemed to have everything to live for. Texas authorities saying Bland took her own life after a traffic stop. Many today, though, still questioning how she died. And from Florida tonight, a deadly case of road rage playing out on dueling 911 calls. Neither driver backing down. Then things went seriously wrong. Here's ABC's Philip Mena.
Tonight, a man behind bars after a road rage incident turns deadly.
They can't have the vehicle. He still got the guy at gunpoint. He shot him probably like 5 times.
Candelario Gonzalez shot and killed this week in front of his family. Police in Citrus County, Florida say both Gonzalez and the man accused of shooting him, Robert Doyle, also calling 911 in the moments leading up to the shooting.
He's gonna flip me off and he turns around. I'm going home. The gun's coming out. I'm going to put it in his head.
Take them to our house. The police substation's right up the street.
Gonzalez's wife on the phone with 911.
We're not going to follow him. We're going to follow him right to his house.
No. If he's not going to follow him to his house, you guys need to go home.
But they did not go home. The deadly confrontation unfolding right outside Doyle's home.
My gun's already out. It's cocked and locked.
Doyle's wife heard pleading for her husband not to shoot. Gonzalez's 8-year-old daughter and 7-year-old grandson also witnessing it all. Neighbors rushing to distract the children from the horrific scene.
I was just trying to keep his mind off it by giving him Spider-Man stuff and playing video games.
Tonight, Robert Doyle is in jail, charged with second-degree murder and 3 counts of assault. His bond is set at $60,000, and he has yet to enter a plea. Cecilia?
Philip, thank you. And overseas now to Kenya, President Obama being welcomed as a native son during a trip to his father's native land. The visit had the feeling of a family reunion, but the president also delivering a blunt message on gay rights. ABC's Lindsay Davis reports in from Kenya for us tonight.
On his highly celebrated return to his father's homeland, President Obama greeted the crowd with
Nyaje, Wasi.
Slang in Swahili for what's up, telling a crowd of business leaders and innovators that he's proud to be the first U.S. president to visit Kenya.
And obviously this is personal for me. There's a reason why my name is Barack Hussein Obama. My father came from these parts.
While this marks his 4th trip to Kenya, it's his first as president. Obama mania now in full effect with murals, merchandise, and beautification projects galore. But this afternoon, a contentious discussion when he and Kenya's president were asked about gay rights.
The issue of gay rights is really a non-issue.
Homosexuality in Kenya is still a crime punishable by jail.
The idea that they are going to be treated differently or abused because of who they love is wrong.
But by the state dinner, President Obama was cracking jokes about his birthplace.
Some of my critics back home are suggesting that I'm back here to look for my birth certificate.
One highlight of the trip is expected tomorrow when President Obama will address thousands of Kenyans directly in a sports arena. He's likely to talk about the symbolism of the trip and his personal connection with the country. Cecilia?
Lindsay Davis traveling with the president tonight. Thank you. And next to a bank heist that had police stumped, the snowbird bandit able to elude investigators in Southern California for months because they say he was one of their own. So who finally tipped police off to the man behind the hat? Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
The grandfather in the Panama hat allegedly kept more than a gun under his belt, a huge secret. 70-year-old Randolph Adair, accused of robbing 5 Southern California banks, was actually an ex-police detective, a 21-year veteran of the LAPD. The grizzled vet who said he'd helped arrest the infamous killer of Robert Kennedy back in 1968, now on the other side of the law.
On all of the occasions he walked into the bank, he walked up to the teller, he would present a note, and he would threaten that he had a weapon on his person. And in some of the robberies, he actually brandished the weapon or showed it in the waistband of his pants.
In this criminal complaint filed by the FBI, Adair is described as a heavy gambler who was wanted on an outstanding DUI charge. Some in this neighborhood now flabbergasted that the so-called snowbird bandit lived right next door.
It's kind of a shock. You would think he has a pretty good retirement and things like that.
None more shocked than Adair's own daughter, who recognized him in the surveillance photos, now telling the Orange County Register she had to do the right thing, turn him in.
Adair allegedly walked out of this bank with about $1,600, not even a fraction of his $200,000 bail. Now, when he was finally arrested, he apparently told police, "I'm cooked. I think I need a lawyer." Cecilia?
Matt, thank you. And now to some consumer news. A gas war between 5 competing stations causing the lowest prices in the nation. It is happening near Columbus, Ohio. Nobody really knows why. They're just lining up to fill up as long as it lasts. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, jaws are dropping at the pump. Residents shocked by the prices.
I was like, well, hey, look at that price. So I was like, whoop.
Heads turning because the prices are so low.
Holy cow, you got to get right in line with everybody else.
A battle over the cheapest gas in London, Ohio is catapulting the price down to as low as $1.77 a gallon, the cheapest gas in the country, nearly $1 less than the national average.
I haven't seen a gas like this since I was like 8.
But this isn't the only fuel feud driving down prices. Just 2 days ago in Grand Rapids, Michigan, you could top off your tank for as little as $2.09 a gallon. In both towns, people are lining up to fill up.
Every last drop.
It's unclear what started these gas wars, but lower prices can mean a bump in sales for stations. One thing is for sure, these bargain prices won't last long. Mary Bruce, ABC News, New York.
And we have much more ahead on World News tonight. Up next, the shark attack that millions watched in horror on live TV. Tonight, how that shaken surfer is now taking a bite out of his own fear. And later, the police sting going viral, the decoys some officers are using to catch distracted drivers. Read that sign closely. He is not asking for cash.
ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Lumber Liquidators.
Love the warmth and beauty of hardwood flooring? Then you got to get to Lumber Liquidators Hardwood Flooring Sale. For deals on over 200 varieties of hardwood from just 99 cents. You could pay twice as much at other stores, but we've got gorgeous, pre-finished, easy-to-install Chase Oak hardwood for $189. Stunning wide plank solid 3/4-inch espresso heavy for $299. Incredible deals on solid bamboo from just $159. Plus laminate and more from 49 cents. And 24-month special financing. Hurry, these deals won't last. The hardwood flooring sale is going on now at Lumber Liquidators.
My opioid pain medication is slowing my insides to a crawl.
Millions of people are estimated to suffer from opioid-induced constipation, OIC.
caused by the opioids they use to manage chronic pain.